callout bubbles. So we've done section bubbles. What about callout bubbles? Well, let's open up our template file where we left off. And we're going to be looking just at our RTEs, which are template files. There's 207, and this one will be 208 that we're working on. So this will open right to the starting view. Okay, we'll do a save as right away. And we'll call this one 0208. Begin. And then we'll do another save as. And we'll call this one complete. Good, so under project notes, don't worry, we're eventually going to be actually building a building here, but for now, we want to just get things set up the way that we like, and it takes a little bit of work to do that in Revit. Once you know where things are, it's not too bad. It's just, as you've seen so far, things are in different locations, and it takes a little bit of getting used to. So that's what we're doing. So let's do callouts next. Callout bubbles. And sometimes you call these section heads, section bubbles, your choice. Do a nice save, and let's get started. So if I go to level 1, we'll notice that we've got a callout which has been made. Callouts are unique because they adapt to the view that you're in. So for instance, this one was made in the plan view. You can see that its category is floor plan, and then it's listed right here. That's its view, callout of level 1. So that's this view right here. Now, if we were to go to this section view, I'll just double click on it. That brought me to this view. Now, if I go to view callout, it's going to categorize it under section, building section. So if I just draw this right here, if I go to my sections part, notice here it says callout of section 1. That's that view. So it'll adapt. And what happens is each view, for instance, this one here, building sections, this one has, if I click on edit type, a standard callout that is sort of attached to anything that gets categorized under building section. Same thing with the section tag. It has a certain section tag that it uses. So how do we edit the actual head of this thing here? Well, what we're going to do is go to the application menu. We're going to go to new, family. Of course, you always want to start with the right template. So I'm going to make sure I'm in the right folder. Good, English, Imperial, annotations, and then callout head. That's the first one. We're going to open that up. And as we've done each time, let's do a save as. I'll mark this one at the beginning. So this is 0208, and this would be the callout bubble. And we'll go begin, just keeping with our standard convention here. Okay, so we've called this 0208 callout bubble begin. And just the one save. Okay, let's do another save as. And we'll call this one 0208 callout bubble complete. Okay, so now let's make the bubble. Zoom in. Note, center callout elements at intersection of ref planes. Okay, so center the callout elements. So we're going to put it right there. Good. Callout leader will trim to the max width of the drawn elements. Delete before using. No problem. So I just clicked on it, hit the delete key on the keyboard. Okay, so if I go to home, go to label, we can just drop a label right there. And we're going to call this one the detail number. And then we could call the next one the sheet number. Now, we're not going to put this all in the same label. Let's just do detail number. And then what we'll do, I'll hit escape a couple times. We'll copy this down. We'll edit the label, and then we'll just change that, swap that out for sheet number. And once we get some lines in there, it'll be easier to center it. I'll go to home, then go to line. And I am going to draw a circle, roughly that big. And I'll draw a line too, just like that. You can see that it's under the callout head subcategory. So if ever you're using visibility graphics, you can control this. Now the labels we were changing all to stylus. So let's click on that one. We'll say edit type, duplicate, and we'll call this one label 1. Good. We're going to change this to stylus. The text size was 330 seconds. And that was about it. Okay, now it's just a small piece of text there. Let's change that one to label 1 as well. Yep, quite a bit smaller than the previous ones, so we can adjust that. Okay, we can adjust our bubble here. Maybe we put that down to, let's try 16th. Too small. Let's just pull it out and do it by eye. Quarter, that's a lot better. Okay, so now we can still adjust these a little bit so they're centered as possible. And looks like this one is not very centered at all. Drag that there. That looks good. Okay, so we're going to save this one. Then we're going to click on Load into Project. And we're just loading this into our template. And it doesn't show up because we need to apply it to the callout tags. So if I go to Manage, Additional Settings, and then we go to Callout Tags, what we can do is we can duplicate and create our own. So we'll call this one Callout 1. And the callout head that we're going to be using is this new one that we made. Now the corner radius is the radius right here. How big of a radius is this going to be right here? Okay, so we'll say okay to that. And let's click on this callout, edit the type, and let's just make sure that it's using callout 1. Good, so that's the style that it's referencing. We say okay, and there we go. Let's drop this callout of level 1 onto a sheet and see what happens. So we can go to A101, 2, drop the callout on. It's quite big, but we'll put it there off to the side for now. We'll clean all this stuff up later. Okay, so we go to level 1 and we take a look at our text. Not too bad, but I noticed when I zoomed out, it looked like it was cutting off a little bit of the bubble. That might be a problem. So let's just flip back over to our family. So we'll go to View, Switch Windows, and go to our bubble, which is right there. And let's just click on this and move it up a little bit. The other thing that we can do is edit the type. Maybe this label we don't want to be blocking other things out. We could make it transparent. Or we can make the border offset a little bit less. So we could put that down to, 1 millimeter or something. And that'll just bring the box in a little bit closer. That should solve our issues. We'll save that, load it into the project, overwrite, and now we have our callout. Good, so let's save this. We can close it in Windows, and we can shut down our files that we have open.